Hey, what's up, guys? So, one more day before the Capcom Cup weekend. Very exciting. So, the news for today is I'm going to update you guys on the new information we got on Gill because the introduction video was released yesterday morning, as well as we saw a preview of Cammy's V-Skill 2. Very, very short sneak peek. And just a little thing that people noticed about the UI for the V-Skill 2 as well. So let's just start with Gill. And I have to point out, Matthew Edwards did an amazing job with this introduction video for Gill. It was extra long, it was very well edited, and it showed us a lot of information and clarified a lot of things for us. So really good job, shout outs to Matthew Edwards for that. Okay, so let me bullet point here the information on Gill here. So first off, it looks like he does not have a reversal. I didn't see it in the video. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. He does, however, have an armor attack though, with the EX version of his shoulders, the cyber, what are they called, lariats? They each have armor, one hit of armor, which is nice. So he'll be able to go through some projectiles with it, and you know you can get a retribution off of it as well, and it debuffs the opponent as well. So that's pretty strong. He does have, it is confirmed that he does have a 3-framer with his crouching light punch. So that is confirmed as well. So that's really interesting. A big difference between him and Urian. And no crush counter confirmed. I smiled when I saw this because Mir was right. I can't believe it. He's probably feeling himself over that. So yeah, it looks like Gill does not have crush counters. That does sound like a big weakness, but it isn't, considering that the retribution is basically a pseudo crush counter, and there's more to the retribution that we learned from this video as well. It's not a big problem. I mean, you lose damage anyways when you do crush counters with most characters when you're punishing a reversal, and you're just going to get more damage anyways, not doing the initial crush counter debuff, and then you're going to land into retribution anyways. I am curious though if the retribution does scale similarly like crush counters do if it adds another hit of scaling. So that's something I want to test out in training mode when Gill finally releases here. Another question, does Gill have a crush counter sweep? Even though he does not have crush counters, the crush counter sweep is universal, and even for like 2-hit sweeps like Fang and stuff. So I'm curious. It'd be interesting if the retribution sweep is the only way you can get a crush counter sweep, but oh well. He has other ways to cause that hard knockdown, such as a retribution overhead anyways. Now, the other theory, the counter hit theory that we were talking about before, this one has been debunked. Unfortunately, Mir was, well, I shouldn't say Mir, all of us were wrong about this, where we suspected perhaps that counter hit of a heavy normal, instead of causing a crush counter, will cause a debuff, and I looked in the footage and it doesn't seem like that's the case. V-Skill 2 parry is confirmed to be as good as we suspected. It does seem to have instant recovery, and we even see Gill punishing Chun-Li mid-super with a crouching light punch. So damn, this V-Skill 2 is going to be insane. Definitely one of the strongest V-Skills that I've seen so far, unless you count Kage's, which we discussed before. But this parry, I mean, Gill's V-Skill 1 doesn't look bad, but damn, V-Skill 2 is, whew, it's going to be really good. Okay, and we don't know what the startup is on that parry, but I'm going to assume it's 2-3 frames. Okay, Gill's cross-up seems to be a jumping light kick, similar to Urian, so no difference there. But crouching medium kick for Gill is cancelable, yikes. Damn, his crouching medium kick goes pretty far too. And you're canceling into a fireball or into a lariat? I don't know, Capcom. I know he's a boss character, but I don't know, guys. That's very, very good for Gill. Very rare for a character with fireballs to have something like that. Okay, EX. So the EX moves for Gill seem to be what causes the main debuffs. So the EX shoulders cause a debuff, and the EX fireballs, which we already know, cause a debuff. Not the normal versions. However, activating V-Trigger will give the normal regular specials debuffs if it's that element. So for example, V-Trigger 1 is a fire element V-Trigger. If you use your fire-based specials, they will cause a debuff even on non-EX versions, and then the same with ice. Okay, speaking of ice, the ice trap can be positioned close or far. So that's really cool. So you could be like kind of mid-screen from the opponent, set the trap right next to you or where they are. And if they don't touch it or go near it, it'll still detonate by itself over time. The ice trap, which is called delayed freeze lance, can also be used to cover both wake-up options. Very interesting. I figured this would work, but now this is definitely confirmed, where you can do a setup where you set the trap down after you knock down the opponent, and then doesn't matter which side, or if they quick rise or back rise, boom, you have to eat the mix-up. We also get to see some potential left-right mix-ups rather than overhead and lows, which is kind of scary too. Just basically like, you know, a jump in, an ambiguous jump where it can cross up or not. I'm sure day one players are going to find some very interesting practical mix-ups with Gill. So a lot of potential here. And like once again, it seems like the fire V trigger is like the damage V trigger, and the ice V trigger is more of the setup, mix-up kind of V trigger so far. Okay, crouching medium punch can link after an EX projectile in the corner, so you can do some loops basically, like Dawson styles. You can also do a retribution in the air, and I figured you could, but I didn't know it would actually knocks them back up, like an additional juggle in the air. And it looks kind of clunky with, you know, Gill jumping and doing a heavy punch or heavy kick, and the opponent kind of bounces up a little higher. It looks kind of anime. But he can do it, and he can do some massive anti-air damage to the opponent if they're already debuffed with like your back hard kick and you anti-air them, because like I said, you can juggle them for a very long time. Even there's some crazy corner loops that we see already as well that could be done, especially if your V trigger is up, and you can keep activating that retribution and keep them juggled up in the air. So very, very cool combos so far that we've seen for Gill. And yeah, that's pretty much the list of new things that I've catched with Gill. Let me know in the comments below if you guys catch anything that you think I might have missed that we didn't already cover from our previous videos. And yeah, maybe I'll learn something. But basically, just trying to get you guys all prepared so when Gill comes out, you can get playing him as fast as you possibly can. Okay, and plus we'll get more information on Gill during Capcom Cup, which Mir is attending actually. So hopefully he can get some extra footage for us, which would be nice. Okay. Moving on from Gill here, let's talk about this UI thing. So I noticed Hi-Fi point this out on Twitter, and even though I am not a fan of the V-Skill 2 UI, I'm actually not a fan of it. I think it looks clunky. I think it looks too cluttered. It doesn't look too well, but I'm just being picky. There's a cool notification on it that'll actually shine or flicker and pulse basically when you have any type of stock V-Skill. So for example, Alex. If he pops his V-Skill 1 or 2, it'll start flashing to notify you that, hey, it's active and ready to go. And if you lose it, you'll know as well because it'll stop flickering. So this is good for both the player and the opponent. And yeah, I think that's a nice change, especially retroactively for other V-Skills that have stock as well, that lose it when they get hit, like once again, Alex. And there seems to be a lot of stock type V-Skills this time around in Season 5. Okay, finally, let's talk about Cammy. We see like a single frame of Cammy doing her V-Skill too in the introduction video for Gill, and it kind of looks like Cody's V-Skill. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Honestly, the animation looks like her V reversal, but standing in place. Honestly, this is the most jank, one of the most jank, ugly animations I've seen. Sorry guys, I'm being so negative, but I mean like. Cammy already has one of the worst animations in the game, and that's her jumping throw, right? And you guys always know I have beef with lazy, uninspired V-Skills or V-Triggers, and it just seems like Cammy is just one of those characters, man, that just gets a bad rap for that, because, yeah, it just aesthetically looks really lazy, but who knows? In terms of practicality, it could be very good. We see Gill, it looks like he's punishing Cammy after he blocks it, but he's not. It's been pointed out on Twitter that she's actually pressing something right after, so we don't know how plus or minus it is. Probably minus. We don't know if it can be used as a throw bait. We don't know if it has any invincibility. We don't know if she can charge it and it could be stronger, and then, you know, it'll be more plus. But for her to give this up for her V-Skill 1, it seems like it's something more offensive, something that she can use when she doesn't need it for zoners in general. So it might be good, and we'll probably get more information at Capcom Cup. Let me know what you guys think about this Cammy V-Skill too, if I'm being just a little too picky about its animation. And that's it. Is there anything else I wanted to mention? Oh, the pyro costume for Gill. Yeah, that's going to be banned, straight up. We won't be seeing that in tournaments, guys. I'm sorry. I think that's pretty much it, guys. Alright, well, let me know how excited you guys are for Capcom Cup. Later on today, we did a predictions video that I'll be releasing soon once I wake up. And yeah, you guys give me your thoughts on who you think will win Capcom Cup later as well. So I might be busy this weekend, but I'll keep you guys posted on whatever's going on when Capcom finally gives us a release date for the Balance Patch V-Skills and characters. So have fun, guys. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Take care.